With the backing of the Golden State Warriors, Golden Guardians are the full North American squad that look to challenge and prove what they are worth in the North American LCS. Golden Guardians. The Golden Guardians is one of the new non-endemic teams accepted into the franchised NALCS. The team is operated by the Golden State Warriors and is actually the only full North American squad in the league. With no imports, the Guardians have a lot to prove this year, and even though some people might be sleeping on them to the lack of international names, the team has a great coaching staff as well as capable players that want to prove themselves in a brand new team. Now, onto that very roster. Starting with Lorlo, a player that still has a lot to prove himself in the LCS. He was part of the Challenger CLG Black team in 2015, even though the team wasn't able to maintain their North American Challenger Series status for the whole year. Lorlo played well enough to catch the eye of Team Liquid. He became the starting top laner for their team in 2016. This led to some success, even though the team finished 4th and 5th respectively. In 2017, Lorlo was part of a rough year with the team. With some growth left, Golden Guardians picked him up and will be able to do some great things in the LCS this year. Maybe it is the year of the Lorlo. Contracts was part of the most surprising move in the offseason from C9. He did start his competitive career with Team Ember. The only issue was due to him not turning 17 in time. The team hired Centurion to replace him. Cloud9 Challenger ended up picking him up once he did turn 17, and that proved to be a success. The team was able to win the promotion tournament, and in 2017, after the promotion tournament, he left C9 Challenger to move into the Cloud9 main team. As a rookie, Contracts was able to appear in an NALCS final as well as Worlds. His adaptability and creative roots proved to be a success as a player. With such a strong showing last year, this year should be a promising one for a young pro that still has more to learn. Mid laner, Hai. Hai might be one of the most tenured pros in North American scene. He might be a legendary shot caller that helped establish the Cloud9 we know today. He has been such a key player to teams that even when he is replaced, he tends to just move positions, such as jungle, support, now back to mid. He is an integral part of the scene and might prove to be the anchor the team needs to succeed. ADC, Deftly. Deftly has been a player that has lurked around the Challenger Series since 2015. Even though the previous teams didn't have much success, things started to turn once he joined EUnited in 2017. With EUnited, Deftly absolutely demolished the competition in the regular season. Even though the team failed to qualify to the LCS, it was always an impressive show. Now, with a chance at the big leagues, we'll be able to see if Deftly can be the carry the Guardians will need. Support, Matt. Matt has been a Team Liquid player pretty much since his pro player career started. In 2016, he had a decent season with Team Liquid and a similar story as Lorlo. Matt has shown his dedication and wits with content and well-education oriented streams. Let's hope he can have a resurgence and prove to the league that he is the solid choice for the role. Coach, Loco Doco. Loco has been around since the OG TSM squad back in 2011. He ended up bouncing around teams before deciding to go back to Korea for a short period. After bouncing around on more teams, Loco decided to retire as a player and move on to a coaching role. He originally started helping TSM for a bit, then he switched over to Team Liquid, first as a content producer and then as a coach. Last year, he was coaching Goldcoin United, one of the stronger teams in the Challenger Series. This will prove to be a big test for Loco, but it does seem he might be the right choice to help the Golden Guardians succeed.
So Golden Guardians, Manny, why do we like this team?
I think this team is maybe like the biggest underdogs in the scene.
Yeah, okay.
You know, I think people might be like, why do you have an all NA team, right? It is kind of shocking, right? Like, but maybe they just didn't want that, right? Maybe they want to prove that NA teams should have a lot of NA talent because maybe you lose a lot of it when you try to import, you know, from Korea, from Europe. So even though they're going against the grain, I think this could be very interesting, you know?
Yeah.
So if you like the underdog story, I think Golden Guardians might be definitely the team you want to look for. I think they have a lot of players that are hungry to come back, kind of like replenish energy and show who they wanted to be, right? Show that they're the good team that they've always tried to be.
So I do want to make a little bit of clarification about the whole North American talent thing. Golden Guardians, they, as a non-endemic esports team, they had the challenge where, hey, we are new to the team. We're entering the league a little later than all the endemic teams because they're already there. So when it comes to picking up talent, their pool was a little limited, right? And they definitely looked at international players because there is just more players available internationally. And just when it came to, a business decision and a smart decision, they just realized that these 5 players are what they want to pick to build the roster. And hey, they all happen to be in North America. They did reach out, they did talk to other players overseas, but they picked these 5 NA talent, these NA players. Who knows what's going to happen in the future of the roster? Even though these players are good, synergy might not work out, personalities might not work out, maybe branding, who knows what happens. And they might pull in some international superstar or like a rookie, up and coming rookie or something like that. We don't know, but they are smart about how they are approaching this. And as a non-endemic team, they do have some difficulties in fielding the rosters that we're all like kind of hoping for and think like, why didn't they pick up these players and stuff like that? So keep that in mind. That being said, they did do a really good job and very interesting job in their roster.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you obviously do have kind of like the mix of, veterans and rookies.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think the biggest name to pick up is High, right? High himself has so many fans, that have followed him from C9 to FlyQuest. They're going to follow him here,
Yeah.
It's High. High, his wonderful like personality. He's very outspoken. He's very like, man, like, yeah, we lost. It sucks. Like, I'm very upset about this. Like, he's very real, right? He is known as one of the best shot callers in the game, right? So hopefully stuff like that High can bring. Maybe he won't be top caliber mid laner you might be looking for necessarily, but that doesn't mean he's not a good player, anymore, that he's not washed up. I mean, he proved that to us, right?
Yeah.
So I think he has a lot of potential with this squad to push them to maybe the limits that the squad needs to be pushed at.
Yeah, I want to add on to that a little bit because, High is known, like you said, the shot calling. He is known for kind of being like the StarCraft player where he's controlling every unit on the screen. That's what people joke about, You have Contracts now, who is not a rookie anymore. He was a big part of Cloud9. He is a smart player. That's why Golden Guardians picked him up. I think Contracts will be able to take off a lot of that shot calling role off of High, In addition, with the support, Matt, we did not see Matt doing very well these past few seasons, but a lot of that, I believe, was just the bad environment he was in. If you guys seen Breaking Point, that documentary about Team Liquid basically like just crumbling and exploding or imploding maybe. I think High as a leader and High as a very friendly face who's boosted up Moon, his previous jungler on FlyQuest, that was on when they were both playing on FlyQuest, he boosted up his confidence and his ability to play the game. I really feel like High can do that for Matt too, because Matt is, if you've listened to him and the content that he has put out, he's a very smart player and he was a good leader, but unfortunately he just hit a huge wall and a plateau and kind of slid back. He lost a lot of confidence in that Team Liquid squad that he was a part of. So with High's positivity and leadership, I think like he might be able to give the voice that Matt needs to become like a really good bot lane support player and leader for this team. So now you're in a team where High has other potential people that can shot call, and High is someone that has definitely sacrifice his mechanics and his lead and his CS and even giving up his life for his team. Now when you don't have to shot call and think about everything on the map, he will perform better. There's a reason why he's up there, and he's not like a bad player. He's not if you guys know what this meme is about, he's not stuck in Diamond 1, and unable to get to Korea on the challenger ladder or anything like that. He's good. Yeah. But the thing is, when you're using your mental capacity to help everyone on the map and shot call, those mechanics and everything else do die down a little bit just because of your mental capacity. You free
Right.
that up, and High can really perform. And like he used to play Zed. He's a Zed player. Like he's mechanically gifted.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he's still going to be challenging Bjergsen. Like on Twitter, every time, he'd be like, hey, Bjerg, assassin versus assassin, and like he's still looking for that, right? With that in mind, like you said, it is a double-edged sword, but also the benefits is your other players don't have to be worrying about that. Maybe Lorlo can finally just purely focus. And I'm not saying they can't do that on their own, right? Mm-hmm. But when you hear High saying TP here now, when you see 3 pings exactly where you do TP, you don't have to be constantly looking for it, thinking about it, right?
Yeah.
Will they still do it? Of course. They're challenger players. They're professional players. They need to be able to do that, right? But I think the other big thing is that they have a great coach.
Yeah.
Loco Doco, great personality, super smart guy. I mean, I'm glad that you also like mentioned the whole fact with like Matt. I think Matt is a very underrated player. Same with Lorlo. If you see them like their streams and stuff, they're crazy good. Mm-hmm. Whether it's with smarts or with mechanics, I don't know. I feel like you were saying like they were both in Team Liquid. They kind of like suffer the same thing. Man, Loco Doco, high caliber, really smart, great pickup, and they asked like Loco, like they were like, dude, why Golden Guardians? We probably could have been part of any organization. Why the Golden Guardians? He was like, you know what? The Golden State Warriors are a team that wins. They just do. That's their mentality, right?
Yeah.
And that's what he wants to bring. That's what he wants to be part of. Mm-hmm. And it's amazing. The team is backed by them heavily as well. It's great. It's great to see like kind of like all of that.
Yeah, let's talk about their affiliation with Golden State Warriors. So Golden State Warriors, again, is going to be very involved with this team. We've already seen like High has been on like Parking Lot Chronicles or something like that, where it's like one of the NBA players on the Golden State Warriors. They like talked for like 5 minutes in the parking lot. It was pretty cool. A little cringeworthy because, that's just how esports meshes with other stuff in like the quote unquote real world. But, those things will be fleshed out. They made appearance during one of the basketball games, their home games too. So there's all these things that are going on. Golden State Warriors as a brand, as a team, has been something where it's like off the map, built something, became champions, right?
Yep.
That storyline, that attitude is gonna be deeply rooted in this team, and I do firmly believe that. They're not trying to make like, we're not looking for a Steph Curry here and like other star players here, and we're gonna make it exactly the same. But just the way that you manage a team and your vision and all these kind of set up things from a professional organization that they bring when it comes to culture, that bleeds into every part of their organization, including this team. And I think, that's probably why Loco was sold on the Golden Guardians as well. Just what they believe and how they're approaching, coaching, how they're approaching supporting their staff, how they're looking to build their roster, all these things. This is all going to be integral in the part of Golden Guardians culture and vision and who their blood, what they are.
Right. And I mean, alongside, real quick, like you were saying, it's like this coaching staff is meant to be great, right? They're going for greatness. Like that's again, like you were saying, that's exactly what the team is known for. That's what this team is going to look for. A lot of people have been writing them down. They're going to, again, we won't necessarily talk about power rankings where we think they'll necessarily land. Mm-hmm. But I think these guys are the underdogs, and when you're the underdogs, you just play without pressure, right? They're like, people were gonna think we're gonna lose. Let's prove them wrong, right? Let's just try our best, right?
Yeah, High is very familiar with that.
So I mean, he's a Cinderella story. Like people should not sleep on this team. No. They slept on FlyQuest first split last year. Look what happened. Mm-hmm. They finished 4th. They surprised everyone, right? And I think like something else that I just love for everyone that, everyone knows the GG well played at the end of every game. My God, the Golden Guardians picked the best name in the world because when it's shortened to like the 3 letters, it's GGS. So just GGs, dude. Good games. That's what I hope to see from them That's what I hope that they bring to the table. And, in all honesty, that's why you should be a fan of them.